Because I'm hanging out with one of my favorite people. Clay Aiken is with us
By
today.
the way, how's Kimberly Locke's concert last night?
It was great. She really. And you know what's amazing is she just got over strep. This is the first thing she's done since she's had strep.
And you have no energy.
And she has that. Well, you know what? She has when she had strep on the show one time and went downstairs in the basement of the house and slept for 2 days.
Yeah.
No one was allowed in the room, or she didn't come out of the room for 2 days. She just went into hibernation. That's what she did this time too. She said she went back to her mom's house in Nashville and slept for 2 days and came out last night and tore it up. And to be honest with you, I had a show in Charlotte, and we've been off for about a month now, and came back in Charlotte, and I hadn't sung in a while, so I was a little rough in Charlotte, and I'm crossing my fingers here tonight that I'm not gonna. Two shows in one day is going to be a little much, so we'll see. So I'm hoping to take some good energy from Kim's show last night.
You could go out there and sound like Peter Brady with the voice cracking and stuff, and people here would not care. You would still get a stand.
Yeah, but you know what? I get more nervous here because I feel like I just want to make sure I do better here than I do elsewhere because, it's the hometown people, so you want to make people proud. So.
Speaking of making people proud, and I don't want to embarrass you like I haven't already, but he was just talking to Susan Height was in with her kids, and she was saying the same thing to you. It is great for kids to have a role model like you because you haven't changed at all.
Well, thank you very much.
And I remember the first time I met you, you had on your little bracelet, and I made a comment about that, and you still got that bracelet on. That just speaks volumes about your character.
Oh, well, thank you very much. It's always the best compliment because if I don't get many songs on the radio here, let's be honest. Around Raleigh I do, but elsewhere, they kind of have trouble. For some reason, my CDs don't play, and in their machines. But I don't know. But that's a bigger compliment to me is being a parents who tell me I feel comfortable letting my kids listen to you or watch you. So it's something that we try to be very cognizant of when we're picking things to do, because that's always just been the best compliment for me to be able to do something that the whole family can listen to. So.
Well, to me, you're already just a great guy, but that just kind of puts you on a higher pedestal. I have a lot of respect for you.
No pedestals necessary.
I have the utmost respect for you.
Well, thank you very much.
And Aladdin, how cool is that? You made me go out and get that video because you were on it.
Oh, well, good. I think that's what they intended, really. That was really neat to be able to do. I always sang, in school you sing different... you sing. We used to sing Disney stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And so I always thought, well, it'd be so great to be a Disney character. That's because I thought no one's ever going to let me be a singer. No one's ever going to let me be a pop star. Come on now. So if I could just sing for a cartoon character, that'd be great. Or get to sing the end song. And there you go. Look at that. I got to do it. And the neatest thing, Alan Menken, who wrote all the music for pretty much all the Disney movies that we know of, Beauty and the Little Mermaid, all the way to. Plenty. Just he wrote
all of them.
He wrote. I sang when I was in high school a song from Hunchback of Notre Dame, and I went in to learn this new song when he was there playing the piano for me, and I happened to mention that I'd sung this Heaven's Light song from Hunchback of Notre Dame, and lo and behold, he starts playing it. And I got to sing it with the guy who wrote it, which was really kind of neat. So just neat experiences all around. It just never seemed to stop. So.
Of all the things that you've gotten to do, because you've done a little bit of everything, what has been the neatest experience?
You mean besides this? Besides Sunny in the Morning with Madison? I think what's been the neatest experience? I always do come back to the first Raleigh show. I mean, everyone, the one we came back with Kelly was great, and the ones tonight will be wonderful. The first one's always one I come back to every single time. It's my favorite. And the other neat things, just Saturday Night Live, singing on Saturday Night Live was a big deal. That was kind of cool.
I missed that.
Did you?
Yes.
They'll replay it sometime. And maybe we'll get to do it another time. It's hard to say. Every time I do something fun, he was saying, you were saying yesterday that that today's been a year since we did. I sang for the World Series. Mm-hmm. I sang for that. I did Miss America, I think, in September, and I thought, wow, that's a really cool. I got to be Miss America. Got to go in the Miss America dressing room. And wait a second. I'd like to point out that they say that I'm the only male ever to get to go in. Nick got to go in this year with me, so we got a little button on our.
Nick's going, thank you, Clay. Thank you.
So that was great, and then all of a sudden we did the World Series, and then I got to do Saturday Night Live. So every time I say something's been the biggest thing,
something bigger happens. I saw you on Oprah and went, oh, he's a success now.
That was probably the thing that to me that was she was the person who I've met I've been starstruck by, and when I was growing up, I didn't have anybody who was So, I was not, I don't imagine I would have ever been starstruck by anybody. Of course, I say that, and I remember being in high school. If I see you drive down the street, or, oh, that's Madison. I know, I've seen her in a commercial.
You're very kind.
but I don't, that's David Crabb, that's Pam Salisbury. I get all excited.
And now we got to go through your people to
and now it's
figure.
Oprah. So I met Oprah, and I was pretty starstruck by her.
Is she as nice as she comes across?
She is. She's. You know what? The camera comes on, and she doesn't change one bit. I mean, even I do. When I get on stage, I act
Different
a little
energy.
bit differently. You get a different energy. And Ryan Seacrest, he comes the camera. He's a nice guy. When the camera comes on, he's his stage person.
But you're on and you're off.
When Oprah. When the camera starts, she just continues. She picks up. Only thing different, she has a mic in her hand. That's it. She's the same way off screen. She's really great. And I'm doing a TV special on NBC this Christmas. I have an hour on December 8th that I get to have to fill somehow. It's all right now. That's all we have is an hour. We have a slot. We'll put something in it hopefully. But we're hoping to get some people who I've admired and to be able to sing with them. So we got a lot of neat things in the works. Like I said, the Christmas tour and the Christmas album, the book, and a whole bunch of different stuff that's happening in the next.
Back up, book.
Oops.
Back up with the book.
Yes.
Tell me about the book.
I'll tell you about the book. I've got. Well, I have they wanted me to do a biography of my life, and I said, well, I'm 25 years old. I mean,
I'm still living. I'm right in the middle of my life.
I don't have a biography at all. And then they wanted me to write it. Well, then write your behind the scenes at Idol. And I was like, ew, who wants to hear about that? And Simon wrote a book about that. Randy did. Everybody's done that. So we kind of put it off, and I kind of thought, well, you know what? It would be nice is to kind of not necessarily just a thank you, but an opportunity. We used it as an opportunity for me to tell the story of some of the people who've made a difference in my life. My mother, obviously one of them, my grandmother, and people who made who had some type of negative impact in my life. What people experiences.
Dave, there's your chapter.
whether it be one of the things that my mom always taught me to do was to take every experience and learn something from it, or to gain something from it. And so even the bad things that happened, or even the things that I sometimes wish had not, if you look back at them, you learn something from everything, whether you really want to or not. So the book is really an opportunity for me to. It's really an opportunity for me to reflect. It was probably one of the best. It was the cheapest psychiatrist I ever had. Just doing that.
They say writing is one of the most therapeutic things you can do.
And it really gave me the opportunity to kind of look at this happened, and I've always thought it was bad, but you know what? As I think about it, so I talk about being picked on in middle school and what I learned from that, and kind of realizing when I got to high school that who cares what everybody else thinks about you once you become more comfortable with yourself.
Lessons you learn.
And I actually kind of feel like I learned that a little early. Unfortunately, some people wait to college to figure that out, or even afterwards. And some people still ain't figured it out, at adult
look
age.
how long it took me.
It runs the gamut from childhood through now, and it just talks about this Idol experience. Here's what I learned from it, and here's what I learned from from so and so in high school, or what I learned from my sister's death, and so a whole bunch of different stuff.
And